Hey, history buffs! Today, we're diving into one of the darkest chapters of human history, the Black Death. Grab your plague masks because it's about to get grim. So, the Black Death, also known as the Bubonic Plague, ravaged Europe between 1347 and 1351. It's estimated that this devastating pandemic wiped out up to 60% of Europe's population. That's about 25 million people. Imagine that for a second. The plague was caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis, which was typically spread by fleas that lived on rats. These infected fleas would bite humans, transmitting the bacteria and causing the deadly illness. But it wasn't just the fleas. Poor sanitation and densely packed cities turned Europe into a breeding ground for the disease. Now let's talk symptoms. The Black Death wasn't subtle. Victims would experience fever, chills, vomiting, and agonizing pain. But the most recognizable symptom? The infamous black buboes, painful swollen lymph nodes that turned black as the skin around them died. These buboes could appear in the armpits, groin, or neck, and were often accompanied by dark blotches from internal bleeding. The speed of the disease was terrifying. From the onset of symptoms, most people would die within 3 to 5 days. And with no understanding of bacteria or how diseases spread, medieval doctors were completely stumped. They tried everything from bloodletting to bizarre potions made from crushed emeralds. Needless to say, none of it worked. As the death toll mounted, society began to break down. Entire towns were wiped out, and mass graves became common. The sheer number of bodies overwhelmed the living. Corpses were left in the streets, with scavenging animals adding to the horror. This grim reality led to a haunting sense of doom and despair that gripped the survivors. Interestingly, the Black Death had some unexpected consequences. The massive population decline led to a labor shortage, which meant that surviving workers could demand higher wages. This shift helped to weaken the feudal system and spurred changes in the economic and social structures of Europe. But the psychological impact was just as profound. The omnipresence of death brought about a macabre obsession with mortality, evident in the art and literature of the time. The dance macabre, or dance of death, became a popular theme, depicting skeletons leading people to their graves, a stark reminder of life's fleeting nature. So how did the plague finally end? Well, it never truly disappeared. Outbreaks continued to flare up sporadically over the centuries. However, the intensity of the pandemic decreased as people developed better sanitation practices and a greater understanding of disease transmission. The legacy of the Black Death is still felt today. It serves as a chilling reminder of how fragile human life can be in the face of nature's wrath. But it also highlights humanity's resilience and ability to adapt in the face of unimaginable adversity. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into history's most fascinating events. Stay curious and stay safe.